Your life, your dreams, your power. Better hold it. Hold your power. Hold your power, baby. Hold your power. Hold your power. Hold your power. Hold your power.
Welcome to Hold Your Power, guys. The topic I'm going to talk about is how to fill the empty space in your life called loneliness. Many people deal with this. Some people feel like there is no solution other than to blame someone else for their unhappiness or loneliness, or just because they feel like life sucks. Do not get me wrong, the above could very well be true. You could be unhappy, lonely, or just feel like life sucks. But this is how you feel, Poweranians. Blaming someone else will not make you feel better. But working on how you can change your unhappiness, loneliness, or outlook on life will put you on the path of fixing it. People are lonely for many different reasons, but Poweranians, you have control over changing it. If you are not around people, you are more likely to be lonely, unless this is something you desire. First, find out, when do your feelings of loneliness occur? It is also important to try and figure out why you are lonely and how it affects you. Is it only on days you are off from work, or at night, or just whenever you are alone? Are you a single parent, newly divorced, or lost a spouse or child? Are you single but do not have a date? Are you married but feel lonely inside? What about aging? Do you feel like you've gotten old and no one is around? Or should I say the nest is empty? Knowing what issues you have will allow you to be able to work on fixing the problem. Poweranians, you are not alone. It's estimated that over 8 million people over the age of 50 are socially isolated. Do you know people who work and socialize with people every day can still be lonely? They are lonely because they may be incompatible with the people around them, or perhaps they are not assertive and ask for what they want out of relationships. Some lonely people suffer from social anxiety. They become anxious when around other people. Some people have past trauma that are triggered when others are around. The cause of loneliness varies, but you have control over changing it. Before we talk about ways you can change loneliness, let me ask you 2 more questions. Do you know that loneliness can lead to stress, which can cause chronic health issues like diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, depression, and anxiety, or sometimes drugs or alcoholism? Being lonely is not a mental health issue, but it can affect your emotional and physical health. Do you know your most loneliest times? Is it all day or at night? Or is it only on weekends? Knowing the times you are most lonely will allow you to get ahead of the feeling and work on having a plan in place that will fill those lonely hours. For instance, if you know that Saturday evenings you are likely to feel lonely, plan something around that time outside of the home, even if it's just sitting in a busy coffee shop. So Poweranians, we have talked about some of the things that can cause loneliness and how it can affect your emotional or physical health. So now it's time to get to work and kick it out of your life. If you are a stay-at-home mom taking care of the children with little to no outside help or communication and it's feeling lonely, first kick the chatter of negative put-downs out of your head. Throw away the self-doubt and keep your emotional and physical self healthy and looking fly. Make sure your kids are happy, well-fed, and taken care of. These two things along with will create less stress in your life. Immediately find a community program that support young mothers. These programs are put in place to assist mothers and fathers. Check out your state's local community programs for single parents. The focus is on the family and their well-being as a whole. This is also a way that will connect you with people and other mothers. Take some me time daily when the children are napping. Exercise with your kids at the park. Push the stroller and run around the park. The kids will love it. This is also another way of socializing and getting you out of the house. If you don't drive, maybe you can set up a play date for the kids with a relative or friend. And while the children are playing, you two can talk. Invite family and friends over for a movie or connect on social media. Join online dancing or exercise class and use your phone. Remember, replace the empty space of loneliness with pre-planned things you want to do. If you are a single woman or divorced and feel lonely, make a list of things you would love to do and who, if any, would you invite to join you. Make a list of all the things you need to do to prepare for that date. Go line dancing. More than likely you will meet a mate to dance with. Take a Zumba class. Look for a social media buddy. Consider online dating. Just remember to not disclose your personal information. Check out my video on safety dating if you are considering doing this. Go for it and push yourself to do it. Push that negative energy out of your head and do it. The key is to replace the empty space by doing something you want to do. If you have lost a spouse and feeling lonely, when you are ready, try some of the things I have talked about. Also, volunteer helping people, maybe at a shelter. Feed the homeless. Reach out to friends and stop telling yourself they don't want to be bothered. Join a church. If you stop going, make plans to start attending again. Remember, kick the chatter out of your head. Take walks. If you can afford to take a trip and invite a friend. Spend a Saturday exploring your city that you haven't seen before. Go horseback riding. Go to the zoo. Play bingo. It's a good way to be around people. And if you're on a budget, buy the game and invite people over. Add a little food and drinks. And now it's time to play the game. Have potluck night. It's where you invite your friends over and each has to bring a dish and you play cards or watch a movie. Use your phone, Poweranians. Call people and do not wait for them to suggest getting together. Be kind but assertive. If you are elderly or have elderly parents, there are many day centers that will pick you up and drop you off. There are lots of activities at these centers and field trips. You will meet different people and you just might find a mate. I know of 2 people in their 70s that have tied the knot after meeting someone at a day center. Adopting a pet is also a good way to find comfort for those that are feeling lonely. Get up and live your life. You are smart, witty, beautiful, intelligent, powerful, and magnificent. Look in the mirror and love what you see. Challenge yourself. Poweranians, life is worth living. Get down in the comment section and list things people can do to feel less lonely. There are more than enough people in this world to keep us socially active. The key is knowing who we are, what we need, and why we need it. Learn to know when and why you are lonely and live your life. After all, it belongs to you. And if all else fails, Poweranians, Make sure you seek professional help. And remember, Power Ronians, until next time, hold your power